Hello and welcome to the Lost Pines Workshop. I'm JC Jensen. This is Build a Rocking Chair, episode 34. We're going to clean up our leg to rocker joint and finish out these rockers. So in similar fashion to how Hal has his setup, Hal uses an F-clamp here across this section of the leg, clamps it tight to the table. And then it's got his fancy stool and does his thing, right? I'm similar. However, I padded these back here and ran a strap, 3/4 inch piece of pine across the back, and I've clamped it back here, which keeps it pretty stable. I started the sanding process, right? We're doing the same thing here that we did on the arm joint previously, matching these two surfaces so they'll glue nice and flat using our sandpaper strip. Same fashion. I started it initially just as it sits, right? I took the screw out and started on it, and I had that vibration that he discusses. Adding, just for me, just adding this hand clamp, screw clamp here, removed a lot of that vibration. All right, and I've got enough play here in the rocker, enough flex that I can get the paper in. Now, before we get and our last episode, right, we set it on the floor, we sat in it, and we calculated, hey, do I want to adjust this? Do I want to add to the stack here in the front or add to the stack in the back? Well, if you're doing that, before we can adequately do that, right, we have to make sure that this joint is in good shape. So if you've got a really wide gap between your two pieces, you're going to have to clean that up and get it flat before you can adequately or properly adjust any height that you may need. All right. So I'm fortunate. Mine came out really nice. The two back ones are almost perfect, but I missed by maybe half a degree when I cut the bottom of this of the two front legs. So I've got to sand that out. The outside right now is nice and tight. I've got just a tiny gap, maybe right now a 64th of an inch of a gap. So I'm just going to sand that out until it's perfect. I'll do the same thing on the other leg. The only other thing that I will say that I do, or when you're doing this, is alternate between sanding the bottom of the joint and the top. All right, just kind of split the difference. And remember to pull the grit away from what you're sanding. Like so, and then just keep going until it's perfect. All right, so after you've got all of your joints, perfectly fitted, it's time to glue these suckers on. I've already gone ahead and put the first batch of glue on the end grain, just like we did before, as well as I pre-staged my screws in the appropriate holes. Made sure that they spin freely in the rocker so that they tighten up on the leg. So now I am ready to screw these suckers on. So I'm going to add some more glue. Here. And then to the rocker pads themselves. The screws poking out the hole like that. And like that. Run them in. I didn't bury the heads, but I got them below the surface. I'll wipe off this squeeze out. All right, so once you've got your screws tight, just flip the chair back over on your workbench and we'll get ready for the final sanding. Okay, so the glue's had several hours to cure, not the full 24 as usual, but with that screw clamping all this together, I'm confident that I can go ahead and get to work. What am I doing? Well, we're shaping this, right? And I set up the chair on my workbench very similar to how Hal is doing it. I used some paper towels, some blue shop towels, folded up, and clamped it here in the back, the very edge of the toe, to hold the back. And then rather than a piece of carpet, I've been using this old moving blanket, right, to protect everything. And I found a big chunk over there on my wood rack, and I tucked it inside the moving blanket to raise this, the nose of the chair up, which makes this really easy to work on. The other thing that I did, because I wasn't able to purchase one separately this size, I took the 2-inch spindle from my spindle sander, bought a 6-inch bolt, and just ran it through here. I can chuck it up in my lathe or in my drill, and that makes real quick work of anything that's largely out of shape, I'll say. Right, gets me right in here where I need to be. Made real quick work of this. I'll do the same thing here in the back and down in here as well. Then I'll go at it with the orbital. Right on. So using that 2-inch spindle sander on my hand drill, I was able to get this, rounded and blended nicely here on the toes, on the front ends, and back here on the back ends. They're still rough, but now I'm going to switch to the Merker with the soft pads. Probably start with 180 grit and just finish shaping. So just make sure I get everything balanced and pretty shape-wise. Now at this point I am done shaping the leg rocker transitions. Overall I'm pretty happy. No humps, no bumps. I'm only at 120 grit thus far, and I ended up having to come up into my legs, which I kind of expected, just so I could get that good blend between the leg and the transition block and through the rocker. Again, I'm pretty happy. So from this point, like I said, I'm at 120. I'll work my way up through the grits till I hit 1,000, and we're almost done. All right, so I'm up to 400 grit now, finishing all this off. I'm going to do the same as I did the rest of this chair, up to 1,000. In my case, yeah, 1,200. But friendly reminder, when you're sanding, in between grits, make sure that you wipe off all that sawdust in between grits. That'll do a couple things for you. One, it allows you to see, as you're wiping it off, it allows you to see swirl marks or scratches or something, a blemish that you may not want, and you can go back and hit it again. Number two, it will save, right? If you've got all that sawdust on your material and you go at it with a fresh pad, well, all that sawdust that's there is now stuck on your pad, and you're just clogging it up, right? And you're going up in grit. So get it cleaned off. It really makes a difference. Groovy? All right, 400. Okay, so I've made it to 1200 grit all the way through the rockers. Really looking good. I'm really happy with how everything has come together, and I don't think I could have asked for anything more. So now is the time. I'm ready to move to the next, almost ready to move into the next phase, which is the finish. Still got a few things I want to do. One, all of this excess wax that we have on the back braces, I'm going to take mineral spirits and clean off as much of this as I can that's above the seat line, because of our poly won't stick to it, right? It'll just bubble up and make a mess. So I'm going to take mineral spirits and clean as much of this off as I can, while trying not to get any of that down in the hole. Now is also a good time, if you have a brand or a label or whatever, to add that wherever you're going to add it. I have a new logo now that my daughter created for me, and I also named the chair. This one is Marcia, and your name and date, whatever you want to put on. Now's a good time to do that before we apply our finish. All in all, we're in good shape. So if you like the video, like how we finished, please hit that like button, and we'll see you down the road.